To bring you a noontime presentation of Yogananda's original lessons from 1925. And today's topic is on how to develop creative intuition. I'm going to play first a brief excerpt from Yogananda's own voice, or of his own voice, and then we'll begin.
I'm this evening. Hold the thought of peace and joy to make your life different by 100% following self-realization and meditating upon God. God ever bless you. Om.
And as always, this is pertinent to today's topic. I want to start by reading to you a few little excerpts from this lesson. He says there are 5 windows of outer physical senses and 3 inner windows of consciousness fitted in the house of life, through which the soul contacts the outer world. But if those windows are frosted, he goes on to say, then it is very difficult, if not impossible, to truly perceive everything around us in the outer world. And so in Western consciousness, in Western universities is the way he puts it, professors keep pumping information, the same information, into all the students, and they don't take into account their receptive faculties, whether their windows are frosted or not. They give everybody, they feed everybody, they spoon feed everyone and cram into their systems the same information and knowledge. But in Eastern universities, meaning the Eastern masters, the spiritual teachers, which are still revered highly in that part of the world, especially in India, they do consider whether the individual's receptive faculties are in place. To those who receive, to them gave he the power to become the sons of God. And so all the same wisdom can be shared around us, and some people have an open ear to it and others simply do not, because in their own minds they're too busy with their own desires, and so they don't hear what is there for them to hear. And so this quality of receptivity is what intuition is all about. And it requires concentration. That's why Yogananda suggests that intuition is born at the end of our meditation practices, when we're actually meditating, when we're actually sitting in concentrated, one-pointed concentration on God, silence. And that is the moment when intuition is born. And it doesn't have to happen only at the end of meditation, but meditation is an important practice for concentration. And once we have that, well, for instance, my husband Riemann is out for a run right now. He gets his intuitive inspirations when he's out for a run. Suddenly, a clear thought will come into his mind. I get mine in the shower, and it doesn't matter. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, but when I'm in the stillness of the water, wherever that may be, that's when ideas come, but they might not come if it were not for the fact that we both also practice the art of concentration through meditation. He explains further that the definition of intuition, tuition in, intuition, if you take the IN from intuition, it's tuition in, or knowledge from within. It is, well, he explains that the power of the senses depends upon the sense organs, and the mind power of inference depends upon the senses for information. But intuition is tuition in, or knowledge from within, and does not depend on any data whatsoever offered by the senses or the mind. And he goes on to explain this in depth. He talks about hunches, that we all have the experience of having a hunch, but it's not necessarily consistent. And we need to be sure that it's not mixed with ego or mixed with our desires. I have a hunch this is going to happen. But basically, what we're really saying deep down is, I want this to happen. And the hunch may be accurate, but it also might not be accurate. He talks about semi-intuition, that people have developed enough intuition, or they've had enough accurate hunches, that he has what they call semi-intuition. And he says pure reason and calm feeling lead to true intuition. Distorted skeptical reason and emotional feeling overcloud intuition. Therefore, the first requisite for developing intuition is to calmly reason and calmly feel everything. Never be skeptical, never be excited or emotional. And again, he offers these thoughts on intuition that ultimately, if we can open the windows of our inner sight, which is born of concentration, one-pointed stillness of the mind, stillness of the heart, then these intuitive perceptions naturally come. As I said, they may come at the moment, at the end of meditation, or they may come in yet other moments. They're not dependent on the senses. They're only dependent on concentration and on stillness. There is much more to this lesson, and I will offer it the next time that I speak to you on Wednesday, but you'll hear from my husband Riemann tomorrow, Tuesday. Blessings to you on this very sunny, gorgeous day